What's up, everybody? It is Live at Lunch, number 39. We're so close to number 40. I'm so glad to have you join me at your lunch. It's almost noon where I'm at in Cleveland, Ohio, and I wanted to talk to you guys about a book that I'm reading right now. And I have to be honest, I don't know how many books that you guys read, on a regular basis, but I haven't been doing very good when it comes to reading consistently. And I've been trying to get back into the habit again. I read a book, and I can't remember who the author is. I'll have to get back to you on that, but it is Things They Didn't Teach Me in Worship Leading School. I think the author's name is Tim Lautzenheiser or something like that. Again, don't take my word for that. I know the title is correct, so you can look it up on Amazon. But that one was really, really good. Easy read, and had a lot of interviews with 1990s CCM artists. And lo and behold, this book that I'm going to reveal to you in just a moment has to do with one of those 90s CCM artists. Now, this particular author and artist was not interviewed for that book, Things I Didn't Learn in Worship Leading School. But I will say that that book really helps things puts things in perspective. If you're a worship leader, I suggest you read that because it was very good. Again, very easy. Chapters are like a page and a half. Who doesn't love chapters that are like that? Which also taught me when I'm writing my book right now, How to Save Catholic Schools. That is kind of teaching me, like, okay, if I'm going to write something, I'm going to make something that's attainable, it's readable, something for the everyday person that doesn't have a whole lot of time, like myself. So the book I want to share with you today is from a CCM artist from the 90s. He's still making music today, and actually he's going to be releasing an album in October. And I'm going to say this really quick. This is not to promote the book necessarily. This is just what I've been reading recently, and it's really touched me personally, some of the things that he's gone through. And it is Steven Curtis Chapman, his book Between Heaven and the Real World, My Story. Steven Curtis Chapman, along with Ken Abraham, wrote this book, and I want to say, just want to make sure I get this correctly, it was not a recent release. It was very, recent, but not too recent, not like this year. So he published this in 2017, you guys. So this book is already 5 years old. It's kind of insane because there's still a lot of things that have happened since then. Obviously, the pandemic, and so many other things that have happened. The election of 2020 and all that. But obviously, this book, if you know Steven Curtis Chapman and his story, this is very, very eye-opening. Just a quick background on how I know him and how I came to know him as a kid, and then growing up as a young adult, and then now. My parents used to put this right here, I'm like reading Rainbow. Where's LeVar Burton? Anyway, yeah, we'll get it back in a second. My parents used to put on Steven Curtis Chapman all the time. So we listened to the album Speechless, Signs of Life, The Great Adventure, all those great albums that helped make Steven Curtis Chapman like the artist from the 90s, along with Michael W. Smith, DC Talk, Audio Adrenaline, all those really big names in the CCM world. But I didn't know this, but he's gotten over 55 Dove Awards, not just nominations, but awards, you guys. Incredible. Songwriter of the Year, I believe, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, I believe also. You have to look at his Wikipedia page, and I know as a teacher when I say that, it's like, Wikipedia. But just to give you a snapshot of his accolades, incredible. Several Grammys to his name as well. Amazing. And since the book was written, I know he did a bluegrass album, so if you're into that kind of music too. But as a kid, I learned or just listened to Steven Curtis Chapman as, those albums, Speechless, Signs of Life, pretty much that era, right before Declaration. And, I would still listen to him on the radio once in a while. Fast forward to 2008, and I think you guys know what I'm going to talk about if you know his story. I was wrapping up high school at that time. I was a junior, and I was actually taking college classes at a local community college, Lakeland, Community College in Lake County. And I was scrolling down the news because I didn't have anything to do that day. I think I was wrapping up finals or something and didn't have much to do, so I was just waiting for the next thing or waiting to go back to high school after my final or something. And I was on the news and I couldn't believe what I had seen. Tragedy strikes Stephen Curtis Chapman's family or something like that. And yeah, I click on the article and I read that there was an accident that his youngest daughter had been tragically killed by a car. And there wasn't a whole lot of detail at the time, but as the days went on, I found out that by accident his oldest son, I think was Will Franklin, was driving the car, came back home from high school, and didn't see his youngest sister step out in front of the car. So very tragic story. And that's what really solidified my knowledge of Stephen Curtis Chapman, not just with his songs, but like, wow, he's a real person too. He has family, and unfortunately he had to deal with that tragedy. I have not gotten past that chapter, the following chapter after he describes that ordeal, because it is so detailed and what he wrote down and that particular day. I think that was in May 2008. But obviously, God got that family through that. He got the Chapman family through it. And now we have two bands. Technically, we have Stephen Curtis Chapman, the artist, and we have Colony House, which features his sons in the band. So incredible story. And the reason why I share this with you is because, when you look at a Christian artist, some people might think like, oh, they're perfect or they got everything together. They do not have everything together. And, it rains on the just and the unjust, as the Bible says. So not only did he had to go through that story or that ordeal, that scenario with the passing of his youngest daughter, but many, many other things too before that happened. And sorry, I'm coming off a cold, so if I'm clearing my throat a lot, I apologize. And I don't want to go too long today, so real quick, there's other things that he was dealing with, he and his wife, Mary Beth, that were dealing with as a family, along with his success. So they were juggling the success that he was having along with the great adventure in the early days of his songwriting career and his performance career, but also family stuff at home. So definitely worth your read. I'm not a reader. I don't read too much, but again, I'm trying to get back into the habit of things. This book is close to 400 pages, and just to make sure, yeah, it's over 400 pages. I'm on page like 335, 340. It's crazy how fast I've flown through it in just 2 weeks, you guys. So that's the book I recommend to you guys. Not trying to promote it or anything like that, but try to get it at the library. If you want to buy it on Amazon or somewhere else, Barnes & Noble, find it. It's an amazing read, and his story isn't even finished yet, which is so cool. But that's how God works, right? We think our story is done, during a tragedy or something like that, but it's not, because God has a bigger purpose for you other than a tragedy. So that's really my message. It's really short today. I really appreciate you guys watching. I did see some people watching, which is so great. This is awesome. And I am back at school. As you can see, my wall filled with notes. So just keep praying for school. Pray for the parents. Pray for the teachers and students as well. Some schools still haven't gotten back until after Labor Day. So just keep our students, parents, and teachers and administrators in prayer. Really appreciate you guys watching. I did just release a video this morning, and I think it's called This Is My Song by North Point Worship featuring Mac Powell. You guys can check it out if you play guitar, and I'm trying to work on something in the next few days that I have, a few more days to work with the holiday weekend. So have a great holiday, you guys. Have a great Labor Day, and hope to see you soon. All right, God bless. Bye.